Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Wes and Andy back again for another, this time pre recorded episode of Fandom Power, the show where we like to talk about all things pop culture. This week, the show comes to you courtesy of this guy. Andy's put something together for us. And just like our Twitter episode, this one comes at a Wes has never read any of these. I have no prior knowledge to these. So as we go through these,
Hopefully, they will take you by surprise.
the ones I know, I will know, and the ones I don't know, I won't. But I'm sure it's going to spur some interesting conversation. So, as we get into wild and crazy film fan theories, don't forget to post your crazy theories in the comments on all of our contact locations, and let us know if your thoughts on any of these.
Yeah, because some of them are really out there.
Okay, well, I'm really looking forward to the good, the bad, and the what the hell.
Yep, there is some of that too.
Okay. All right, man.
So,
I'm ready. You can
So, are we ready to dive right in here?
kick it off, man. I'm ready.
Okay. If you go looking out there, like there is no end to film theories from fans on how things could connect or what stuff could be. So I went scouring and I found a few of them.
Okay.
Actually, I found more than a few, but for tonight, we've got 12.
Oh, okay.
12 theories we're going to go over.
Sure,
here.
sure.
So let's get to it then.
Okay.
Wild and crazy film fan theories.
Wild and crazy. All right. So what theory? What number one? I guess.
Theory number one. Let's
Number
kick
one.
us off with a popular one.
Sure, sure.
Pulp Fiction. Just what was in that briefcase?
Oh, okay. That's
because they
interesting.
never tell you, and there's a couple interesting theories about this. So
It's been a long time since I've watched Pulp Fiction. So the briefcase. No, they don't open it, do they?
They open it a few times, and
But there's
all
no
you
camera
get is
interior
this
shot.
weird golden glow.
Yeah.
And everybody who sees it is dumbstruck by whatever's in there.
So wait, before we get into what the internet has said, do you have an opinion on that?
Honestly, no, I don't. I thought it was a light.
All right, well then what? And in all practicality, it was a light.
More than likely, yeah.
Okay, well, what does the internet have to say
Well,
about
the
this?
internet, actually, this is not the internet. This is straight from Quentin Tarantino.
Oh, really?
In a 1995 interview with Playboy, Samuel L. Jackson explained that he went and he asked Tarantino what was supposed to be in there.
Yeah.
And he got the reply, whatever you want it to be.
Whatever you want it to be.
Whatever you dream can be in there, could be in there.
Okay, but man, I'm gonna have to go back and watch it again because now
it's a good movie.
Yeah, but now I'm like, what was the context of like what was so important about it? Why did they?
They don't give you the context.
No, they really don't, do they?
Know that it's been taken from Marcellus Wallace
briefcase. Yeah.
So, in that vein of thinking,
right?
What if the case contained the soul of Marcellus Wallace?
Okay.
Many fans have theorized that the briefcase retrieved by the hitman does contain the soul of their gangster boss who had previously sold it to the devil.
Well, is there not like we're well into Tarantino territory here now? Is there not a notion that says that all of Tarantino's films are in an interconnected
I would think
space?
So. Maybe not.
Or is that another fan theory that I'm crossing over to?
It could be. I don't know.
Because if you go with the notion that all of Tarantino's films are interconnected, I mean, how else can you have Pulp Fiction connected to
Jackie Brown?
Not Jackie Brown, the vampire one. You know, they've done a bunch of direct-to-video sequels to it.
From Dusk Till Dawn.
Yeah, From Dusk Till Dawn. I mean,
that one wasn't directed by him though.
Oh, he was in it. Was he not? Did he not direct that?
No,
did he write
it?
It
Was him and his buddy Rodriguez, I believe.
Did he write that one?
I think he might have.
Maybe that's why I'm getting them confused. But I mean, let's just presume that those two films are connected. There is a supernatural connection.
True.
That might work.
It could work.
All right.
For us, let's see how they actually connect this.
Okay, sure. Let's do it.
And first off, there's the three kids in the beginning of the movie, and people theorize that they are the devil's helpers. And remember that at the end of the scene, when the kid comes out with a hand cannon, Jules and Vincent are not harmed by the bullets.
Oh.
And he says, God came down and stopped the bullets because they were saving a soul, which would make it divine intervention.
Oh, a
so
soul.
The miracle is a literal miracle.
Okay. All right.
Next up, if you look at the code to unlock the case,
Yeah.
666.
What?
So
Okay.
yeah,
Okay. Okay. Sold a soul to the devil, huh?
quite possibly.
Okay. Well, then that's interesting.
The next piece of information here that people have honed in on
Okay.
is Marcellus himself. When we
Oh.
first see him,
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
got a band-aid on the back of his neck.
Oh.
And some people on the internet have said that the devil steals your soul through the back of your neck. Now,
Oh.
there is no
Okay.
correlating biblical text to this.
Yeah. Yeah.
However, in the 1879 book, Demonology and Devil Lore,
Okay. 1879 must have been a hit.
yeah, by Monsieur Daniel Conway, written in 1879,
1879. Yeah.
there is a depiction of the demon Lilith striking at the neck, and it's portrayed in a.
Now, that looks like Adam? Is it like Adam and Eve? Adam?
It could be.
That's what it kind of looks that way.
But that is the Temptation and Expulsion by Michelangelo.
Oh.
And there's also
okay.
a poem by Rossetti which makes mention of the neck. And that goes as follows.
Right.
The rose and the poppy are her flowers, for where is he not found? O Lilith, who shed scent and soft shed kisses, and soft sleep shall snare. Lo, as that youth's eyes burned at thine, so went thy spell through him, and left his straight neck bent, and round his heart one strangling golden hair.
Oh,
so
that's interesting.
Cryptic and vague, but
sure, but in
an actual connection to demons.
So wait, we're saying that Marcellus may have sold his soul to the devil,
which would make
and so now is he worth saving?
I don't know.
I don't know either,
because we don't really get more of him. I mean, we leave him in a pretty dark place.
Yeah.
And he's ready to do some pretty dark stuff.
Yeah.
But he does spare Bruce Willis's character, so maybe there's some redeeming character
maybe
aspects there.
I feel like there's a sequel in there somewhere.
Could be. But, you know, what else could emit that heavenly glow?
Oh man. You know, we're into the metaphysical now, so I mean anything goes. I mean, could it have been like a vial of holy water or maybe something else kind of weird like that?
Maybe.
I don't know.
But there is another theory.
Angel halo?
Could be. And this one is closer to our comic love, I guess you could call it.
Oh yeah, okay.
So what else could it possibly be?
Yep.
Well, what if it was something connected to this? What if Jules Winfield is actually Nick Fury?
Is Nick Fury?
Because you know, in the film, he's making his choice. He wants to be the shepherd. He's trying really hard to be the shepherd.
No, he is.
And Nick Fury is kind of like the shepherd to the world.
You know, I got to go back now. When do we know roughly what year Pulp Fiction is set in? Is it contemporary for its time?
I would think so, yeah.
So that is post Agent Fury of the 90s, is it not? Or would it be right in that same time frame?
Possibly in that same time frame. Maybe he got a haircut, cleaned himself up, and
okay. Well, that's you know what I mean. That's I'm just gonna go out and just dismiss this one right now because there's no way I'm buying into this one.
Maybe not, but
I still think it's fun to talk about, though.
There's a couple supporting points for this.
Oh, okay. Lay it on me.
What could be glowing in that briefcase?
The Tesseract?
How about an Infinity Stone?
Oh no!
Because S.H.I.E.L.D. has been known to have Infinity Stones.
Well, that's true. So that one would be that's the Mind Stone,
Soul Stone, I
Soul
believe,
Stone,
which should be on Vormir, but for all intents and purposes,
it just happened to be in a briefcase on Earth.
And here is the clinch.
Yeah, okay.
In Captain America: The Winter Soldier, when Fury is presumed dead, on his tombstone is the path of the righteous man, Ezekiel 25:17.
That's interesting.
So take from that what you will.
I fear. Wink, wink.
Yeah, probably a nod to Pulp Fiction, no doubt.
Yeah, for sure.
As far as fan theories go, you know, there's a connecting piece.
That's the thing too. Like some of these, I'm sure like the rhetoric around it is probably pretty fervent, depending on what circles you're kind of going around in. But like, I don't think I can buy into this one very much. I like the idea that one movie may nod to the other, but I think it's Marvel nodding back at not 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 like
trying to
a
connect to it.
not like a Simpsons future prediction kind of situation.
Probably
you never
not.
know. You never know. Who knows?
But
Never say never.
yep.
Except for right now. Never. Okay.
All right.
Sorry.
Our next theory. This one gets really dark.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because oddly enough, there's some really dark theories out there.
Yeah, I imagine so.
But this one poses the question: what was going on in Greece?
Okay.
So
I mean, it's not just the happy summer romance high school movie that I think it is.
It is not.
Oh boy.
This particular fan theory posits that Sandy actually drowned at the beach. And
Oh,
the entire movie.
This one I've heard
is just a fantasy sequence.
Yes, this one I've heard that it's all sort of in her moment of death.
Yeah. So,
which really makes it terrible.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
The key to this one, though, it is both the beginning and the ending of the film.
Yeah.
Because at the beginning they meet on the beach, and at the end they fly away in the car.
Yeah, that's true.
So
I forgot all about
there's other clues too, right?
Yeah.
During summer nights, he sings, I saved her life. She nearly drowned. And is this her brain processing denial?
Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And then, that last scene, they're flying away technically to heaven.
So is she just
she has accepted it, and
is Danny just a construct of her?
He could have been on the beach, and that was the last thing she saw.
Yes, maybe. But wasn't Grease a musical before it was a film?
I don't know for sure.
I think it was a musical, but I could be getting my wires crossed. Maybe it was a film first, musical second. It is a musical film.
It's a musical.
It is a musical film. Yeah. It's certainly better than the sequel. But I mean,
there you go.
I almost want to go back and find something from the writers. They must have an opinion on this.
Oh, of course they would. I've actually got a couple in tonight's list where they
sure.
have posed it to the director or whoever, and they've weighed in with their 2 cents.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
With varying results.
Oh, fair enough.
Next one. This one's a bit more lighthearted. Just who is the garbage man in Toy Story 3?
The garbage man.
The garbage man in Toy Story 3. Yes.
I never thought about the garbage man. I was too busy looking at the at
all the toys.
The murder bear.
Yes. Lotso.
Lotso. Oh my God, that guy's evil.
Now, this theory, it rests on the fact that some people may have forgotten the very first Toy Story movie.
Okay.
But this garbage man does bear a really close resemblance to Andy's former neighbor.
Oh.
Remember Sid from Next Door?
Oh, yeah. Wow, the animation on that is just wow.
Yeah, it's old animation. It's
sure.
Kind of hard to watch now, but
right. So we're saying that the mean kid from Next Door grew up to be the garbage man?
It's quite possible.
Okay.
That he got scared straight in the first film.
Okay.
And our first clue, and this one is unmistakable.
Yeah.
The shirt matches up perfectly.
Oh, that's cool.
So
there's
your
that's
first
cool.
clue.
That's cool.
And to further go on it, the reason Sid grew up to become a garbage man is to save all those toys because he knows that they're alive.
That's interesting.
So the lesson he learned back then altered him forever.
Yeah, it changed his trajectory altogether.
Absolutely.
Wow.
To go from tormenting toys to wanting to save them.
You think on one level, okay, so the kid grows up to be the garbage man. You're like, oh, way to go, a slack and underachiever. But then when you add in he
might be saving them.
Yeah, that changes everything.
That scene when they're in the furnace about to be burned alive.
Well, yeah.
That was Jen laughs at me. I cried in that scene because they give up hope.
Yeah.
And
they do.
Here you go. Maybe Sid has his redemption arc.
Oh, well, that adds a whole new level of context.
Yeah.
Right? I'm gonna have to go back and watch that one too now.
Okay, so I think we can. I'm happy to confirm that one.
I will take that one as a fan theory confirmed. Yes,
I think so.
I will take that as a confirmed.
Even if it's not true, headcanon it is.
In the Pixar world, there's been a whole lot of
there has been
crossover.
There's another theory that I left off tonight.
Yeah,
and it is Pixar universe spanning.
There's a bunch of that's been going for a long time. Most recently, I don't know if you did you catch the Red?
I have not watched
Red. So Red actually has a reference back to oh my lord, what's the one that's the little boy who goes to the Mexican underworld?
Coco.
Yeah, so there's a reference to Coco in that movie.
Oh, jeez.
One of the kids at the school is wearing a band T-shirt from the band in Coco. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So our next one is not the Pixar universe.
Oh, okay.
Originally, this one was found on Facebook by a user named Matt. And
way to go, Matt.
Yeah, this one's actually kind of neat. According to his popular theory, is Jack Dawson really who he says he is?
What do you think? He just murdered somebody and took their ticket?
No, we don't.
No, okay.
But is he actually from the future?
Is he
what
from
if Jack Dawson is a time traveler?
Okay. He's a time traveler that cannot control his own ability to move through time.
Oh no, he came directly to this point for a specific reason.
To die?
No, the only reason he boarded the Titanic,
right,
was to save Rose's life and stop her from committing suicide. He was there to stop that moment. If Rose had jumped, being that she was a first-class passenger, the ship would have been forced to stop. They would have been forced to search for her, and any delay, even temporary, would have led to warmer weather, and the Titanic would never hit the iceberg.
Would have sunk,
and it would have forever altered the timeline.
Okay, we're getting heavy now.
We are. The most obvious clue to this,
is
when Jack mentions that he went fishing on Lake Wissota. That is a man-made lake.
Man-made lake
that was created in 1917.
Yeah, how many years?
5 years after the Titanic sank.
Oh boy. Oh, see, this is where like continuity issues can really mess with your movie.
Somebody didn't do due diligence on history, and it really affects this theory.
Nobody'll notice though. Nobody.
But they did. We also find him at the beginning of the film. He's got no money. He's got to win his way aboard.
Right.
So traveling through time, you're not exactly bringing money with you.
Well, probably not. No.
And then there's his hairstyle and fashion, which are completely out of place for the timeline. The rucksack that he carries was not until the 30s. The haircut, straight out of the 30s.
Yeah.
Fashion, definitely past when the Titanic was going.
I'm going to chalk that one up to artistic liberty, though.
Fair
you know
enough.
what I mean? Like, that's that whole, like, I've been talking about this quite a bit, actually, lately with Scott, our other recording partner, about how like actors want to be seen and they want to be recognized.
True.
And that was kind of his style for that period of his life.
It would be, yeah.
That's interesting though. I mean, the whole time travel thing. So like, and I love the Terminator reference, by the way, using that imagery. Like, do you think like somebody sent him back, or he came back of his own will, or
that's part of the theory?
Okay, well then lay it on me.
So there's one more chunk of evidence here for time travel. And furthermore, Jack claims that he will take Rose on the roller coaster on the Santa Monica Pier.
Oh boy.
But that thing wouldn't be built until 1916, 4 years after Titanic.
So we got a
two future references.
We got a lake that's 5 years after the fact, and a roller coaster that's 4 years after the fact.
Yeah. So unless he swam to shore,
well,
and showed up later,
maybe.
But the theory goes on to speculate further because of another James Cameron film involving time travel. There is the possibility that Rose is actually the grandmother of Sarah Connor.
Oh, how are we connecting the dots on this one?
Again, they needed to send a Terminator back to save Sarah.
Okay.
Same way they need to save Rose. Because no Rose equals no Sarah's mom equals no Sarah equals no John.
On that note, we could fan theorize like a whole bunch of movies into the Terminator franchise.
Absolutely.
Under that one. Oh, okay. All right.
Strictly resting on James Cameron, though.
Well, is this? I wonder. Do you think he's got an opinion on that?
Maybe.
Because I mean,
I couldn't find one, but
oh man, the style of those two films are just so different. And it's like, so if Jack is actually from post Judgment Day,
and he just grabbed whatever clothes he thought were clothes.
Funny that he does, he fits in so well though. He doesn't act like the other Terminator films where any of the time
he's not exactly frantic. He's just
any of the time travel elements don't really come up. Like there's no like techno babble that puts him out of place. Like he just fits. I mean, aside from the haircut and the period dress being slightly off, he fits in really well.
Yeah. And the other slip ups, he's trying to blend in.
That's true. That's
So.
true. Mind you, we didn't see him have to go and get his clothes to cover his naked body.
No, we didn't see that.
And that would be a departure from the
Yeah,
Terminator
true.
franchise. Yeah.
True.
Although I do like that idea. I think that could make a great fan fiction, I think. Like
what if her fiance was actually the Terminator?
Well, this is what I mean. Like this whole idea of like you could write a fan fiction from the perspective of Jack and what's the monologue in his head.
True.
Talking, referencing back to the future. That might be interesting. Okay. Are you done on this one?
Yeah,
you are. Okay, I'm going to call this one.
Bad history research.
Well, no, okay. Yeah. Okay.
All right. Our next one, we're going back to the Toy Story universe.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Whatever happened to Jesse's original owner, Emily, anyway?
Wow. Emily, anyway, that's a good question. I got to think about where Jesse came from now, because again, I'm so out of touch with Toy Story.
Fair enough. This theory was originally found on HuffPost.com by John Negroni.
Yeah.
And it's fairly in depth.
Yeah.
It all starts with the hat.
Okay.
So, as we know, Jesse's hat is the same hat that Emily is wearing.
Yeah, sure it is.
But it poses that what if Emily grew up to become Andy's mom?
Wait. Would time travel again?
Nope, no time travel.
Okay, wait, how does this work then?
All right, so this one works. As we can see in Toy Story 1, Andy's hat does not match Woody's hat.
No, it doesn't.
And you would think for, that much love of a cowboy, they'd want matching hats.
Possibly, yeah. Yeah.
But
well, it does kind of look like Emily's hat.
It does kind of look like Emily's hat. And in Toy Story 2, Andy's mom, Mrs. Davis, mentions that Woody is an old family toy.
Are you saying that the hat is a hand-me-down hat?
It could be.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
That one.
Because, yes, Jesse's hat and Andy's hat match up.
They do, don't they?
It's the same red hat with the white lace trim.
Does her hat now? He's got this extra red,
an extra red
ribbon piece.
Does
hers have that too?
No, hers has a white one. And on Andy's, this is either a new red ribbon or a faded mark where white lace should be.
Oh, well, to me, the image, looks like there's texture there. That looks like that's an extra piece of fabric.
It could be a replacement ribbon.
I think about popular toy lines, like even of our childhood, and the other items that come out of that, like Halloween costumes and stuff, and role play items.
Lunchboxes, everything else that goes with it.
Not impossible. That's not a far stretch at all.
No,
I like that one.
Yeah. So we do remember the story of Jessie, though. Her owner Emily, grew up with her much the same way Andy grew up with Woody.
Yeah.
And Jessie was incredibly loved. She was very much loved by the child. Right. But Emily eventually gave her away as she grew older.
Yep.
Because, she grew up, her interests changed into more grown-up things. Yeah. And Jessie was in storage for a long time.
Yeah.
And that's confirmed in the movie because Jessie literally has a panic attack over having to go back into storage.
Right.
But if we take a look at the stuff in Emily's room, we can see that the hat is on the bed.
So the role play hat. Oh, okay.
And also the room, basically from the fashions and whatnot.
Yep.
You can tell the time frame is.
Oh yeah. Of course.
So it takes place years before Andy was born.
Yeah.
And you can tell it's not modern day. Like there's flower power, there's vintage records.
Well, yeah,
records
we're looking at
huge.
That's like a 60s reference right there, if ever there was.
But when Emily puts Jessie in the donation box, we see that she puts in Emily the boots, the lunchbox, but no hat.
But not the hat.
The hat won't even fit in that box.
No.
So it is absent from that scene.
Okay. I don't know if there's any more to this, but I'm just gonna go out and say that's the truth.
There's a bit more.
That's the truth. I buy it.
Yeah. So
all right, lock it in for me.
Lock it in for you.
Yep.
Emily held on to it. It was a family heirloom, and it passed down to Andy.
Absolutely. Of course it did.
Makes perfect sense.
Sure. It couldn't be anything else.
No.
I like that one.
It's a good one. It's a nice wrapped up one.
Yeah, that one is very
and even though she doesn't know it's the same Jessie, she just thinks it's another one. And
Sure. I mean, the funny thing is, in any of the Toy Stories, do we? I mean, except for the all the buzzes in the store, do we ever see like multiple versions of the other characters?
not that I could recall.
We don't really see like a bunch of Woodies. Well, maybe we
like
do.
Even at the daycare, you don't see a bunch of them.
No. So maybe they just weren't particularly popular. I don't know, but
he's a vintage collector's item, and they'd say he's super rare. So
yeah.
There was lots of what was it, Stinky Pete, but not a lot of Woodies.
No.
So it's like He-Man now.
Right.
Not a lot of He-Man produced, whereas you got lots of buzz-offs.
Lots of buzz-off.
So our next one, this one's a fun one. Iron Man 2.
Oh, I like Iron Man 2.
Just who is the kid?
Oh, so we already know this. We already know this one.
We do know this one.
Yeah, and this one is for sure.
Yes, this is actually
because the actor came back.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know who that is.
So Marvel fans have long speculated that the little kid in the mask that Iron Man
sorry. I'm thinking of something else.
You might be, but this one's confirmed.
Is it absolutely confirmed?
It is absolutely confirmed.
Okay, so that's a new one for me then, because I know this theory. I was thinking it was the kid. It was the kid from the third one, but no, that's not true because we're talking Iron Man 2.
No, the third one, he shows up.
He's the kid that came to the funeral.
Yes. Yeah.
This one I know.
This one is theorized to be Peter Parker.
Who confirmed that?
I'll get there.
Okay. All right. Well, take me through it.
He didn't officially enter the MCU until 2016 with Civil War.
That's right.
But we know that it was a giant science exposition in his hometown neighborhood of Queens.
Yeah.
Young Peter would definitely find a way to be there to be involved in all that science.
I would think so.
The kid originally was played by Max Favreau, son of John Favreau.
Nice. Yeah, that one. That's cool.
And it would be later that Tom Holland did an interview with the Huffington Post in 2016.
Yeah.
And he confirmed it.
Interesting.
So there you go.
Okay. Well, I like that one.
Kid in the mask is young Peter Parker.
I like that one. That's cool. On the ruse.
That's right. This next one, this one's really weird.
Okay.
But it's got some points to it. The next one is about The Shining.
Oh, you had to pick a horror movie.
I did.
Okay.
Is The Shining just a secret confession?
Whose confession?
Stanley Kubrick's.
And what's he confessing to?
The theory is, and it's out of this world, according to some conspiracy theorists.
That the lunar landing was staged and he made the movie?
The Shining is Kubrick's secret confession for working with the government to stage the Apollo 11 moon landing.
You lost me on this one.
Just hold on now.
Okay.
There's some stuff. The film, it changes the haunted room's number to 237. In the book, it was 217. At the time, the distance between the Earth and the moon was thought to be 237,000 miles.
Oh. Okay.
Of course, later we confirmed it to be 238,900. Yeah.
Yeah.
But at the time. So there's your number.
Yeah.
There's also the fact that the book had a single slain child, but the movie has two, and they theorized that it's in reference to the Gemini program.
Interesting. Okay, that's interesting.
And an even more overt detail from the same scene.
Right.
Danny's sweater has a little rocket on it labeled Apollo 11. So is it a confession? Maybe.
How long have the rumors of the lunar landing been swirling around that it was faked?
Quite a while.
Like, do you think that it was rumored right from the beginning?
Maybe.
So do you think that this is also him just playing at the fans who are like,
could be
the naysayers, like, I'll give you something to talk about?
I don't know. Honestly, I think it might have been faked.
I don't.
I think it might have been faked just so they could say they did it ahead of the Russians.
Maybe
the big space race, right? US had to win.
Oh, that's true. That
was
true.
One way to win, I guess.
I'll give you this one. I'll give you the it was faked for the Transformer reason. Because there's robots living on the moon.
Yep. There might be.
By the way, you need to watch the new movie on Prime, Moonfall. Watch Moonfall. It's pretty cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Our next one's a bit twisted.
Okay.
This one poses the theory that what if Home Alone was an origin story.
Oh boy, that's really, really creepy.
Yeah. So what if Kevin grew up to be John Kramer, the mastermind behind all the traps in Saw?
Right. So this is not. Is he the Jigsaw character, or is he?
John
He's some.
Kramer.
Yeah. Okay.
He's the guy that designs the first batch traps.
Right.
So proponents of this theory, they have numerous connections linking Kevin to Jigsaw,
Okay.
including almost identical appearance.
Okay, that's pretty thin, but okay.
Yep. Violent tendencies.
Also pretty thin, but okay.
And a similar knack for booby traps.
Well, it's middle America,
It
man.
is.
Like, these preppers.
True.
You know what the prepper community is like?
Another connection they've made is to think back how Kevin, he feared that childhood basement because of the furnace, and grown up John Kramer built a furnace inspired trap.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was afraid of the basement as a kid. The mom said, "Go down to the basement and get something out of the freezer," and I'd be like, "Nope, nope. There isn't enough light. I could have the power of the sun harnessed to my head, and there's not enough light to go down there and get something." No, I hated it. Ugh, that just play. See, now that's in horror movie tropes. That's perfect because that just plays into the natural fear of children.
Yeah, the fear of the unknown.
No, the monster infested basement.
That's Pennywise.
That's my brain.
So yeah, I don't know how true it could be, but it's a maybe.
You know what? I'm not a horror movie guy, so I'll give that one to you because I have no way to say no. I don't have enough knowledge of the other film to go no, even
Fair
if I want to.
Well, as a young kid, he got a taste for it and just continued on
I guess
for multiple sequels.
I guess. Yeah, yeah.
So next up, though, this one's kind of neat.
Okay.
What if Max from Mad Max
Yeah.
isn't the same Max in Fury Road?
Is not Max Rockatansky?
Yeah.
Oh.
Is Mad Max still the same person?
Well, he doesn't really speak in that movie.
No, he doesn't. And that's part of why this theory is floating around.
Okay. All right. I'm interested. Tell me more.
This one originally found on nerdist.com.
Nerdist? Okay. Yeah. I've read some of their stuff.
And it proposes that Hardy is Max in name only.
Sure.
And Gibson's Max passed the torch along with his jacket
sometime down the line
to a new Road Warrior.
Oh, that's interesting.
But if this is true, who is the new guy?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Wait, is he the wild kid?
That's what some people are thinking.
No way.
Did we meet him already in Mad Max 2?
Is it the wild kid? Oh, that's awesome. I like that one.
So, not so mysterious after all. We already got introduced to him, and he was only a boy, a growling, grunting, boomerang throwing boy.
Yeah.
None other than the feral kid from the Road Warrior.
So these movies have this. So Emmert and Joe in Mad Max or Fury Road is the same actor that played
the Great Humongous.
No, the guy from the first Mad Max movie.
Okay,
same villain, same actor, just the same way that the gyro captain
is the same.
It's the same guy who's flying the plane.
Yeah,
like maybe
I
don't know.
But the feral kid was played by Emil Minty.
Okay,
back then.
Yep,
and back then when Max happened upon to Papa Galau's tribe, the feral kid, he was completely enamored with him. Yeah, and he gave him a small wind-up music box.
Right.
And this is the similar music box that we see Hardy's Max have in his possessions, found by one of the wives in the war rig.
Oh, no way.
And that's one of the first major clues.
Okay. All right.
Also supporting this theory, he doesn't say his name until the end.
Right.
And when he finally does say it, he says, Max, my name is Max.
That's my name.
That's my name.
Interesting.
And it feels delivered in a way that, he's saying it for the first time, kind of assuring himself that I am now the Road Warrior.
I am this guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
And further to that, the flashbacks, they don't line up.
Okay.
Back in Mad Max, we find out he had a wife and child.
Yeah. We see them get run down
by a biker gang.
That's right.
Whereas Tom Hardy flashes back, he had a daughter who was run down by Immortal Joe.
Emmert and Joe. Yeah.
So those don't line up.
Oh man, I gotta go back and rewatch these. First of all, I love Mad Max. I love all of them.
Yeah.
Even
Even
Thunderdome.
Thunderdome?
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Tina Turner and 70 pounds of chainmail.
Yeah.
Yes. Now I gotta go back and watch that.
Yeah. There's
Oh,
more evidence though.
okay, let's go. Give me more.
So next, there's the back tattoos.
Right.
And on his back, there's
Yep.
a scene where we get to see that he's completely covered, done by the War Boys.
Yeah.
And one of them reads day 12,045,
Okay.
which is roughly 33 years even.
Okay.
So if that's intended to be his age,
Yeah.
timeline doesn't work out. But it would work out with the feral kid who would have been 9 or 10 during the Road Warrior.
Yeah, I'd buy that. 9. Yeah. Yeah, maybe even a little younger.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe even a little younger because I mean, he doesn't speak. He just kind of growls and grunts and
has no communication skills.
Old enough that he can take direction from the director.
Yes. But speaking of the director, when put to director George Miller, he said, "Oh, that's interesting. It sounds strange coming from the person whose brain these stories came out of. But you know what's really interesting is the way that these are allegories. And in many ways, the story is in the eye of the beholder. And I think that, being the Fury Road theory, is a reasonable interpretation, but not in my mind." So he is saying no.
He says no, but it's still an interesting.
It is an interesting theory.
That one's really good. Now, this whole I wonder if we'll get. No, we probably won't because the whole Furiosa thing. We're not going to see. Probably won't see the Max character at all. Okay. Well, I like that one enough to say that it works for me.
Yeah, it's a good headcanon theory.
I could buy into that one easily.
Yeah. Next up, we're going back to a fairly dark theory.
Okay.
This time it is Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
The original.
The original. And it postures, what if Willy Wonka is actually a serial killer?
Well, listen, I watched, now I know I've seen this. I mean, I'm not a huge fan, but I have seen this one. But the new one, the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, like Johnny Depp's portrayal, but that guy is creepy, like creepy with the big C.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. Gene Wilder, he's got his moments though.
Yeah.
Especially that trip down the tunnel.
I don't know. I mean, I'm such a Gene Wilder fan from his other works.
Yes.
That it's hard for me to go, oh yeah, serial killer. Although, maybe, who knows?
Maybe.
Okay, tell me more.
Well, this theory, it cites that during the end of Joss Whedon's Cabin in the Woods, they laid out a few ground rules for making sacrificial offerings.
Wow,
we just summon demonic beings to destroy the world.
We just went from Willy Wonka to the Cabin in the Woods.
We did. And this fan theory noticed that Willy Wonka is basically following the same formula while giving the children a tour of his factory.
Oh, dear Lord.
So each of the kids, they fit one of the 5 archetypes that Cabin in the Woods describes.
Okay.
Augustus is the whore who's, his lust for food leads to his downfall.
Okay, yeah.
Violet is the athlete who's gum-chewing champion brought down by an athletic challenge. Veruca is the fool, the spoiled brat who blindly runs in based on greed.
Yeah.
And Mike TV is the scholar, a television expert who is taken down by his own arrogance.
Oh, okay.
And then finally, there's Charlie, who is the virgin because he's the most pure and innocent in motives.
Right.
This explains kind of why Willy Wonka is completely unfazed by each of these accidents.
Well, he does kind of have that weird sideways glance.
He does.
Yeah.
And it also explains why his little helpers, the Oompa Loompas, have a song lined up for every kid as they face their fate. So, what exactly was Willy Wonka trying to summon?
Oh.
Because that's the other thing. In the new one, you get to see the kids leave at the end of the movie. In the original, you don't get to see them leave.
Oh, I don't know. I mean, is there some way we can tie this one into like the Hansel and Gretel thing with the witch in the woods?
Maybe.
The candy house?
Could be.
Kind of a similar vibe.
Drawing them in with candy.
Yeah. I mean, did you see what's the modern take? The one with Jeremy Renner and Kate Beckinsale where they were like Hansel and Gretel, like
vampire hunters
slayers or something.
Yeah. I haven't seen that one, but I know of it.
Oh, it's fun. You should watch it. It's good. Yeah.
Next one we got here. This one's kind of a weird one.
Okay.
but it's about Fight Club.
Yeah, Fight Club. Yep.
And it says, what if the narrator and Tyler were just grown-up versions of Calvin and Hobbes?
Oh, come on. Wait.
We know that the biggest plot twist in Fight Club is that Tyler is actually, he's not real. He's just a figment of the narrator's imagination.
Sure. Yeah.
And what if a bigger twist, they are Calvin and Hobbes grown up?
That's weird because I mean the whole every child has an imaginary friend, and
yes,
it's the whole like whenever mom's around, Hobbs just kind of. But then when no one's around, he's alive.
Yep.
It kind of mirrors that whole Tyler Durden thing
a little bit,
like looking in a mirror.
Yeah.
Okay.
So according to this hypothesis, though, a young Calvin who used to create his imaginary friend out of the stuffed tiger, grows up to be none other than the narrator. He's unnamed, so we never find out his name.
Okay.
And he reimagines his childhood friend Hobbs as Tyler.
Okay, I guess.
So that's a maybe, imaginary friend grown up. The roots of this, though.
Yeah.
Where would the roots of the secretive men-only Fight Club come from?
Yeah.
The exclusive boys-only club in Calvin and Hobbes. Gross. Get rid of slimy girls that they created as children.
I mean, and that, though, but you could trace that back even further. Like that's a riff on the, did you watch The Little Rascals?
Yes.
The He-Man Woman Haters Club.
Yep. So these were not uncommon clubs. This one just went to the extreme.
Yeah. And here we are talking about it.
Yes, we are.
Oh my God. This broke the first rule.
Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble. So yeah, I don't know. It's pretty flimsy, but could be neat.
That one, that one seems like someone just kind of went, I'm gonna make a sandwich. Don't know how it tastes, but it's a sandwich, I guess.
Yes, it is.
All right.
And this next one is not a sandwich.
Oh, okay.
This is a whole buffet.
Oh, nice.
We're going back to Disney.
Yeah, sure.
This one is basically revolving around the Arendelle family tree.
Oh, I know some of this one.
I
know some of it. I don't know all of it. I know. Oh, all right. Let's go through.
All right. So here's how it works. At the beginning of Frozen,
right,
we see Anna and Elsa's parents head off for a 2-week journey by sea, and we're never told where they're going.
No, we're not.
But this event happens roughly 3 years before the rest of the events of the film.
Yep.
And this time scale is crucial because in real world time, Disney released another film 3 years prior to Frozen, and that was Tangled.
Tangled, yeah. The Rapunzel story.
Yeah.
With oh my lord, Chuck. Chuck is the hero, the male. Yeah.
Next to Mandy Moore, I believe.
Yeah. I say Chuck because I can't. Zachary Levi. Thank you. Brain, it works.
But at the end of Tangled, Rapunzel and Flynn, they fall in love and get married.
Yeah.
And that takes place, 3 years prior to the events of Frozen.
Yep.
And, when a royal wedding happens, other royals,
you invite everybody else. Yeah.
Likely to attend. And theorists believe that Anna and Elsa's parents may have died on the way to that wedding.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Tragic.
It is. But the geography works for it, too.
Oh.
Because, yes, it's fictional.
But it's grounded in
it's grounded in reality. Because
Sure.
Could the ship have gone down on the wedding? Of course it could.
Are we calling Arendelle is pretty much a fictional country, isn't it?
It is, but the landscape and its fjords are really similar to that of Norway.
So we're calling it somewhere Scandinavia-ish?
Yes.
I know that's not a real word. Anybody who's Scandinavian, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to insult you.
But Tangled is set in the fake country of Corona, which, based on the architecture, landscape, and clothing, and the fact that it's a German fairy tale, could well be Germany, which is just over the sea from Norway.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm following so far. I'm catching what you're pitching.
There is proof these characters exist in the same world.
Okay.
In Frozen,
yeah,
we see the couple at Elsa's coronation.
Oh, hell.
Both Flynn and Rapunzel are there.
With a haircut.
So it is post.
That is a major haircut, too.
It is. Flynn gave her that cut.
That's cool.
So there's that. But then there's a connecting piece here.
Sure.
the geography of the Little Mermaid factors in here.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a little bit trickier because she's under the sea, but
Under the sea.
yeah. The fairy tale is originally from Denmark,
Oh.
and there's a statue of the Little Mermaid in Copenhagen. So if you place her there, Denmark is not a terrible guess.
No, I guess it's not.
And in the Little Mermaid film, Ariel swims around a sunken ship looking for thingamabobs.
Oh.
And this part, could she be plundering the wreck of Anna and Elsa's parents' ship?
I suppose that's not impossible.
No.
This is another one, though, where like whoever was writing at the moment had to have gone back and intentionally considered the Little Mermaid to pull that forward.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
But we get some confirmation stuff here because in a post on Reddit, writer and director of Frozen, Jennifer Lee, has confirmed that the parents were indeed on their way to a wedding.
Oh, yeah.
So they never say whose wedding, but they just say wedding.
A wedding.
And as my daughter pointed out to me, in Frozen 2,
right,
when Anna and Elsa find the ship that has been washed back up, they find travel plans that say they were looking for magic or ways to figure out Elsa.
Oh, right. Yeah.
But there's nothing to say that they weren't looking for those answers in Corona.
No.
Because with the Sunflower and Rapunzel's power, maybe they would have answers. So why not double dip as they went to the wedding?
Sure. We can kill two birds. That's not a horrible thing to say, kill going to a wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we can make it a business and a pleasure trip.
Yes, we can.
Okay.
But she went on to say something else, and it adds another twist to the whole thing.
All right.
That, in fact, they did not die right away.
Oh, no.
But they were washed up and shipwrecked on an island and had a baby boy.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
Okay, that does not work.
Are you sure?
Absolutely sure, because that subverts Doyle's writing. The original story.
True.
Yeah.
But as a connecting piece,
I guess
she tells us that they had a baby boy and they built a treehouse and they were eaten by a leopard.
Oh.
And if Disney fans think that sounds familiar, it's because it is. It is the story of Tarzan.
I was going to say, you know what? If we're already mixing our fairy tales, I guess this really isn't that much further of a stretch.
No, it's not. But
all right.
If that is true, then that does make Tarzan.
That makes Tarzan their
rightful
brother.
Prince of Arendelle.
And their brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's an interesting one.
But,
I don't know.
This one is actually only a piece of the further Disney theory, because there's a theory that connects, I think, 74 out of 77 Disney films.
That goes like way further back then.
Yeah.
Okay. It's interesting though. Like, I like all those movies. I like them individually. I don't know if I like them as a combined. The ones that are intentional, that I buy into, but like chucking Tarzan into that, I have a bit of a hard time with that one. Although, again, like how many kids grow up and this is the only version of those stories that they know, that they don't know anything else about.
I haven't read the original,
right?
But
so I guess in that sense, sure, why not?
Yeah. So
if it makes you happy.
Yeah, exactly. Headcanon goes a long way.
It sure does in my world.
So yeah, that's our 12 fan theories.
That's it. 12. We went through 12 already.
Burned through them.
My God, we blasted through that.
We did.
Oh my God. Well, that was totally fun. I like that. That was a lot of cool. I didn't know. I'm surprised that there was only a couple that I was actually aware of, which tells me that there's a whole lot more out there.
There is a lot out there. A lot of them are really dark, though.
You said the other day that you thought you had enough for like a second.
I'm pretty sure I do. Yeah.
Okay. So maybe we'll come back and do this again.
We could.
Oh my God. Well, anything else you want to touch on before we sign off?
We got more stuff coming.
There's lots more stuff coming. I am working on a super secret project that is so exciting. I can't contain myself, but I'm not going to tell you because that would just be premature.
You can do it.
I don't want to do that. I really want to take my time with this one, and it requires a lot of work that we've never done before. So
that'll be fun work, though.
It is. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I cannot wait to share it with all of you. And I hope that you'll stick with us as we continue to do this. We've got our next review series coming up in the way of Obi-Wan in just a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So we'll be back at it with the High Ground. It's going to be a busy week. And then all kinds of things happening outside of that I just cannot stay on top of as much as I want to. But so this has been our wild and crazy fan film theories. I want to say a big special thanks to Andy for putting this one together while I've been busy with my head down doing my special project.
And if you guys have any crazy theories, let us know.
Yeah, I want to hear all the crazy theories because that's just going to inform what movies I go and watch over the next few months. Because apparently, I need to either revisit or watch some of them to try and put these things together.
It's neat to see how people really connect the dots.
It totally is.
Little breadcrumbs left here and there, and
yeah.
You know.
Well, I thoroughly enjoyed this. I hope you did.
I did.
And I hope you guys did. So stick with us as there's a whole lot more coming down the pipe here at Fandom Power. And until the next one, my name is Wes.
I'm Andy.
And we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now, guys.